Hi guys, this is teacher Kamran. Today we're going to work with order of operations. This is a very good book and I'll use some examples from here and I'm sure you will be able to learn something good from here. I'm going to work for the first example. It says 7 plus 9 divided by 3. Remember that the BODMAS is the most important component as soon as you pass grade 4. When you came to grade 5 and grade 6 onwards, you cannot work with the equations if you are not using the BODMAS. So BODMAS is the most important part. BODMAS indicates what? We will discuss it here. BODMAS indicates the first thing as brackets. Then we have order, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. Okay, now if in one equation we have 7 plus 9 divided by 3, as per the rule we will look at the BODMAS steps. The first thing I have here is plus and then division. But I will not go with plus first because it is first. I will go with division. Why I will go with division? Because as per my order, as per the BODMAS, I know that I have to check the brackets first. Do I have brackets here? No. I have to check order. Okay. In terms of order, we will discuss order later because it's a different debate. I will explain you that thing as soon as we will finish with this part, inshallah. Now, look at the division. We have division first, so I will solve division of this. 3 times what makes 9? 3 times what makes 9? I'm always asking my students that whenever they are working with such kind of questions, always say it and write it down. This will help you a lot. Look, I said 3 times what makes 9. Students do what? They say 3 times 9 and they write the answer 27 here, which is absolutely wrong because here we are dividing 9 divided by 3. So it's like 9 divided by 3. So my answer here is 3. So this part is resolved and I got 3 here. Now I will bring plus and 7 down. 7 plus 3 makes 10. This is my answer for the first part. For the second one, when I say 15 minus 7 square. Now, this order can also be replaced by indices. So this will become BIDMAS. Everything else remains same, but this will become indices. Indices means what? Indices means when some number, some digit has some power over it. So this is indices. How are we going to work with that? First of all, we know that we do not have brackets in here. What do we have is, we have indices. So as per BIDMAS, I will go with the indices first. Now, another common error, that common issue that students do. Please, never believe or never say that 7 times 2 is your answer. No. Whenever you get a power over a number, always expand it first unless and until you get mastery skills in that. So 7 square means you have to write 7 times 7. If it is cube, you will write 7 times 7 times 7. If it is tetra, you will write 7 times 7 times 7. Whatever the power you have, you will write that number that times. So if I have 2 here, I will write 7 2 times. Now 7 times 7 makes 49. Look at this. I am not solving 15 yet. I am not solving minus yet. I am working with the indices because as per the BIDMAS, I know that the first thing that should be done is what? That is indices. Now, I got 49. I'll bring minus and 15 here since this part is resolved. Now I'll go for the next part. 15 minus 49. You must know that this is positive and this is negative. Whenever we are subtracting two numbers, we have to look at two things. Number one, what is the first number? Is that number bigger or the number that is with the positive sign? Is that number bigger than the number which has negative sign? I repeat, you have to check that the number with the positive sign is bigger than the number with the negative sign. If not, then you will put minus. If yes, then you will put plus, or you will not put the sign, since we know that if there is no sign, it's always positive. Now, how I'm going to work with this? What I will do, I will simply say 49 minus 15. I will do the general subtraction. I placed minus sign here because I know that my first number, the number with the positive sign, is smaller than the number with the negative sign. So 49 minus 15. Now there are a number of ways with which you can do the subtraction. There are a number of ways. I personally believe that I will assume I will minus 10 from this number first. This will make it 39. Then I will minus 5 from this number, so this will make it 34. So my answer is negative 34. That is my answer. Now I'm going to work with third example, which explains about the brackets, about division, about multiplication, about subtraction. So 5 plus 3 bracket times 12 minus 3. You do the work with BIDMAS or you do the work BODMAS. You have to decide. Again, should we use BIDMAS in this? No. Why? Do I have any value with the power? No. So there is no indices involved, so I will not work with the square part. I will not work with the BIDMAS. I will work with the BODMAS. I will solve the brackets first. Now this is the point where most of the students get confused. Now what they do is, they say, teacher, 5 plus 3 is 8. Should I solve this bracket or should I solve this bracket? Now, remember that when we say brackets, it means we are working with both brackets. And you can work with both brackets together, because in this question, there is no certain problem. It's not that tricky where you have to get confused. 5 plus 3 makes 8. Since two values which were inside the bracket are solved, so I don't need to put the brackets anymore. 8 is my number here. I'll bring multiplication sign down. 12 minus 3 is what? 12 minus 3 is 9. Now, remember that times table is the backbone of mathematics. If you're not good with times table, no matter what skill you will learn, no matter how much skill you are learning, at the end of the day, you will make 9 times 2, 30, and your answer is absolutely wrong. So please learn timetables properly. Without that, it's not going to work. Now, what I'm going to do is 8 times 9 is 72, and that is my answer. Now, here's the fourth example, which I must share with you, and it's something which is really important because it's working with almost every skill that we have discussed so far. E is equal to f minus 7 square plus 4g over h plus 1. E is equal to f minus 7 whole square plus 4g over h plus 1, where f is equals to 4, g is equals to 3, and h is equals to negative 2. So it said work out the value of e. I have all the variables and I have the values as well here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with the same. First of all, do I have the value of f here? Yes, it says 4. So I will write e is equals to 4 minus 7 square plus 4. Do I have the value of g here? It's 3, because this is g. So rather than writing g here again, I will write the value of g, which is what? Which is 3. So 4 times 3. Here students do what? They do not put the bracket and they write 3 here, and next step they assume this as 43. Please recall your skills from grade 6, recall your skills from grade 5. If a number is going to, if it's variable and you are substituting the value for g in this one, remember that it is like this. 4 and g are getting multiplied. So bracket times dot, these are the things that decides that these two numbers are getting multiplied. This is the same, this is the same. Now, I got this number h plus 1, minus 2 and plus 1. Minus 2 because h is given as minus 2 here. Here h is given as negative 2 here. So e is equals to 4 minus 7. Solve the brackets first. We know that as per the BODMAS we have to solve the bracket first. So 4 minus 7. Here, don't take the square of both values now. Don't take the square of both values now. Why? As per the BIDMAS, we know that we have to work with brackets first. So I will solve the bracket. 4 minus 7 is negative 3. Plus 4 times 3 makes 12 over negative 2 plus 1. I am not solving it. I can, because this is not going to affect my values, but I will follow the steps strictly. So negative 2 plus 1. Now, any number which is negative or positive, any number, if you take the square of that number, it always comes as positive. Remember that. Whatever the number sign is, whatever the number is, If it is negative and we have to take the square of it, it will always come as positive. Negative 5, negative 7, negative 2, negative 3, negative 9, negative 20, negative 60, negative 900, negative 9,000, negative 9 million, billion, trillion, doesn't matter. If it is negative and you are taking the square of it, the answer will always be positive. 3 times 3. Now, I told you in the previous example that when you have this thing, remember that what you need to do. Minus 3 times minus 3. I'm writing this number 2 times because I know it's 2 here. Plus 12 over negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Now, in this case, I have these two numbers. 3 times 3, minus into minus plus, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 12 over negative 1. Now, my point. This is negative here. And this is positive here. I want to do what? I want to solve this part, but I have to find the value of E, because remember, this is what we are working for. We are working for the value of E. We are working for the value of E. So, if I'll say, this is my number here, plus 9 plus 12, positive 9 plus 12 over negative 1. Now, I want to solve this part, but how I'm going to work with it? What I will do is, I will say, okay, this is 12 over negative 1. Let me divide this part. Minus 1 times 1 minus 1. Minus 1 times minus 12. Minus 12. Did I get it right? Minus 1 times minus 1. Minus 1 times 1 is minus 1. So it's solved, simplified. And minus 1 times what? Minus 12 makes what? Positive 12. This is positive 12. So I got what here? I got positive 12 here. So this is the answer is negative 12 here. Now plus 9 minus 12 is equals to what? It's negative 3, and that is my answer. Now I know that you are lost here. Look, I want to find the answer for 12. I know that one number is negative. Minus 1 times what makes positive 12? If I will write here 12, I will get my answer as negative 12. Because negative 1 times negative 12 is negative 12. But here the answer is positive 12. We have already been provided with the answer, and we want to find the value of our question. Actually, we are looking for the variable's value. So, what I'm going to do is, I will say, fine. In this case, let me say that 12 is negative. Negative into negative is positive. And 1 times 12 is 12. If you have confusion about this part, you need to work with your negative numbers multiplication. So you must go through with this negative numbers multiplication. This is like minus 9 into minus 4. So negative negative is positive. 9 times 4 makes what? 36. And negative 9 times 4. So negative into positive is negative, and 9 times 4, 36. So you should know this standard. Negative into negative is equals to positive. Negative into positive is equals to negative. Positive into negative is equals to negative. Positive into positive is equals to positive. Remember that if you are skilled with this part, this skill is very easy. This is everything about here. Everything about this is here. So this is the quick review about the BODMAS. And I will give you some questions now to solve. Practice these questions, see if you can do them. Find the value of, let me write it down here. Find the value of 15. Hang on. Okay. Find the value of 15 negative 12 divided by 3. This is the A part. B part says 5 times 2 plus 3 times 9. And C part is 3 plus 5, bracket goes on, and divided by 2 negative 1. And the next question here is, it says B is equals to 3a square plus 2b over 4c plus 3 whole bracket, where a is equals to negative 2, b is equals to 2, c is equals to negative 4. So work out the value of D. Alright, if you get all these 3 questions correct, then give yourself 3 marks. If you get this question correct, give yourself 2 marks. The total is of 5 marks. Alright, sayonara.